مرکز صدور تروریسم و جنگ افروزی در تهران است، باید در برابر آن ایستاد. اما سوال اصلی این است که چگونه؟ برای یک سیاست صحیح باید از دولت‌های خود بخواهید: 1. سپاه پاسداران را مطابق قطعنامه 29 دی 1401 خود پارلمان اروپا در لیست تروریستی بگذارند. سفارت‌های رژیم در اروپا باید بسته شود. عوامل و نفوذی‌های این رژیم باید از نهادهای اروپایی اخراج شوند. مطابق قطعنامه 2231 برای بازگرداندن تحریم‌های 6 قطعنامه شورای امنیت علیه رژیم مکانیزم ماشه باید فعال شود تا از سرازیر شدن دلارهای نفتی به جیب این رژیم جنایتکار جلوگیری شود. مبارزه مردم ایران برای سرنگونی، همچنین نبرد جوانان شورشگر ایران با سپاه پاسداران باید به رسمیت شناخته شود و خامنه‌ای، رئیسی اژه‌ای و سایر سردمداران این رژیم باید به جرم جنایت علیه بشریت و نسل کشی در برابر عدالت قرار بگیرند. و حرف آخر این که این رژیم به عنوان تهدید مبرم صلح و امنیت جهان باید در ذیل فصل 7 منشور ملل متحد قرار بگیرد.
The hope and the support that we provide from the European Parliament for the movement which is led by Mrs. Rajavi is a moral commitment, it's a political engagement which is based in our hope for a democratic, secular, pluralistic and free Iran.
It is time to put an end to this fiasco. It is time to adopt a firm policy towards Iran. It is time to recognize the right of the Iranian people to fight with suppressive forces of the regime and align with the Iranian people's desire for regime change and the establishment of democratic republic. It is time to support the NCRI as the democratic alternative seeking to establish a democratic system based on Madam Rajavi's 10 points plan.
There are all groups of Iranian society undergo this very painful situation, and they staying while staying in Iran. But in particular, atrocities have been directed against very brave Iranian women. And we remember Mahsa Amini and other victims. Even today, this afternoon in the European Parliament, we have debate on Iran. And be sure, Madam Rajavi, that among all institutions and over political divisions that are quite visible here, we are able to unite in supporting this cause.
In fact, I seriously believe that if the West did not support the mullahs, this religious dictatorship would have been overthrown by now. So, as a European politician, I think that at least the West should not be an obstacle to democratic change in Iran.
Écoutez, je suis très honorée, et nous, en tant que députés européens, on est très honorés que vous soyez ici. Parce que vous êtes le symbole d'une résistance. Vous êtes président du Comité national de la résistance en Iran. Et vu l'histoire qu'il y a d'ailleurs entre la France et l'Iran, j'avoue qu'avoir des femmes comme vous, on est tous très fiers. Et sachez qu'on fera tout au niveau du Parlement européen pour que l'Iran retrouve sa liberté.
So if we will be rational in the West, in the US, in Europe, there is only one conclusion that we can make. We need to develop policies. We need to put a far more package of sanctions on the table to stop and to change this regime. And therefore, I'm very pleased that my proposal to the other groups in the coming weeks will be that we have again a debate with Mr. Borrell, that again, as Parliament, we push the executive of the Union, so the Commission and especially him, to a far more proactive, harsher condemnation and sanction policy against the Iranian regime.
Let us to recognize that the very pivotal role women have played and continue to play in the uprising and ongoing struggle for democratic aspirations in Iran. It's so important. Their bravery and significant contribution to the fight for free Iran reflect your leadership, Madam Rajavi, instilling indeed very fear in the regime and the mullahs. They might reject this, but they can't refuse this. They do feel it. So that's why please continue and please continue doing this, bringing people together and inspiring for future fight as well.
If the Iranian regime is not held accountable and not held back, we will continue to face further and even more grave crises every day. But what are the tools of this regime to pursue its policy? It is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. Unfortunately, European governments made a grave mistake and sent a wrong message to the Iranian regime by refraining from designating the IRGC as a terrorist organization.
Noi dobbiamo pretendere che le guardie rivoluzionarie siano iscritte nell'elenco delle organizzazioni terroristiche internazionali. Ed non è una coincidenza. Se in ogni paese di quest'area, in ogni luogo dove il terrorismo prospera, dietro c'è sempre il regime degli ayatollah e dei mullah. E quindi il regime non è un nemico solo per il popolo iraniano, è un nemico per il popolo del mondo, per la pace del mondo, per la sicurezza del mondo.
Union européenne qui ne peut pas fermer les yeux quand on a des violations des droits humains dans l'Iran, ou quand on sait que le régime financie le terrorisme et la guerre. Ce n'est pas une question seulement interne de l'Iran, c'est une question aussi externe et qui nous touche. Et on devrait être plus actif. Et on ne devrait pas passer le temps à réagir.
We will also stand behind yourself, stand behind your fight for freedom and democracy. And doing so, I'm also sure that we have to do, as my colleagues pointed out, we have to designate the Revolutionary Guard as the terrorist organization. That's very important that the European Union will do these steps. And at the same time, let me emphasize the fact that not only Iranian people need democracy, but also we in Europe need yourself, we need democratic Iran.
Die Wahrheit ist, der Nationale Widerstandsrat genießt die Unterstützung der iranischen Bevölkerung. Er ist gut organisiert und hat mit dem 10-Punkte-Plan von Frau Rajavi eine demokratische Plattform für die Zukunft des Iran.